Are you considering filing for bankruptcy? In this educational video, we discuss the pros and cons of declaring bankruptcy, so you can make an informed decision. We cover topics such as debt relief, credit score impact, and alternatives to bankruptcy. We also provide tips for avoiding bankruptcy and advice on how to rebuild your credit. Tune in to get the facts and make the best choice for your financial future. Hello everyone, my name is Earl Charles and welcome to this educational video about the pros and cons of declaring bankruptcy. If you're considering filing for bankruptcy, or just want to learn more about it, this video is for you. Definition and overview. Bankruptcy is a legal process that relieves an individual or business of their financial obligations. It's not an easy decision to make, and the consequences can be far-reaching. So, it's important to understand the pros and cons of filing for bankruptcy. Pros of declaring bankruptcy. The most obvious pro of filing for bankruptcy is that it gives you a fresh start. It allows you to discharge your debts and move on with life. Bankruptcy also stops creditors from taking legal action against you. This means that your wages, bank accounts, and other assets are protected from collection activities. Filing for bankruptcy also gives you the opportunity to reorganize your debts. This means that you can negotiate with your creditors to reduce your debt or come up with a payment plan. For businesses, this might mean debt consolidation or restructuring. Cons of declaring bankruptcy. The biggest con of filing for bankruptcy is that it will have a negative effect on your credit score. This can make it hard to qualify for loans or credit in the future. Bankruptcy also stays on your credit report for 7 to 10 years, so it can be difficult to rebuild your credit after filing. Declaring bankruptcy also has some indirect costs. For example, it can be difficult to get a job if you've filed for bankruptcy. This is because employers may view you as a risk. Additionally, declaring bankruptcy can be expensive. You'll need to pay attorney's fees, court costs, and filing fees, and these can add up quickly. Questions to consider. Before you decide to file for bankruptcy, there are a few questions you should consider. Are you able to pay off your debts in a reasonable amount of time? Are you able to make a payment plan with your creditors? Is bankruptcy the only option? Alternatives to bankruptcy. If you're not sure if bankruptcy is the right choice for you, there are other alternatives. You could try debt consolidation, debt settlement, or a debt management plan. These options might be more beneficial than filing for bankruptcy, so it's important to explore all of your options. Tips for avoiding bankruptcy. It's also important to remember that there are ways to avoid bankruptcy. You can reduce your expenses and stick to a budget. You can also try to negotiate with your creditors and come up with a payment plan that works for both of you. When to seek help. If you're struggling with debt, it's important to seek help. You can contact a financial advisor or a debt counseling service for assistance. They can help you explore your options and determine the best course of action. Bankruptcy and taxes. It's also important to remember that filing for bankruptcy doesn't necessarily mean that you won't owe taxes. Depending on the type of bankruptcy you file, you may still owe taxes on certain debts. You'll also need to be aware of the tax consequences of filing for bankruptcy. Depending on the type of bankruptcy you file, you may be eligible for certain tax breaks or deductions. Bankruptcy and property. If you file for bankruptcy, you may be able to keep certain property. Depending on the type of bankruptcy you file, you may be able to keep your home, car, and other assets. Bankruptcy and future credit. Once you've filed for bankruptcy, you may be able to qualify for future credit. However, it's important to remember that your credit score will take a hit. It may take some time to rebuild your credit after filing for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy and your credit report. When you file for bankruptcy, it will be listed on your credit report. This can make it difficult for you to qualify for credit in the future. However, you can take steps to rebuild your credit over time. Bankruptcy and credit counseling. Before you decide to file for bankruptcy, it's important to seek credit counseling. A credit counselor can help you explore other options and determine if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. Bankruptcy and your plan for the future. Finally, it's important to have a plan for the future. Once you've filed for bankruptcy, you will need to create a budget and stick to it. This will help you avoid falling into debt again in the future. Summary. In summary, filing for bankruptcy can provide a fresh start, but it has long-term consequences. Before you decide to file, make sure to weigh the pros and cons, explore other options, and seek help from a financial advisor. Conclusion. Thank you for watching this video about the pros and cons of declaring bankruptcy. We hope you found it informative and helpful. Thank you for watching and have a great day. This video was brought to you by Channel Success Mindset and Personal Growth. Subscribe now and start your journey towards success.